Welcome to Absolutely Marvel and DC. My name is Benny. That is Daniel. That is Dylan.
When do you ever use my full name?
Daniel. Yeah, that
It threw me off. It threw me off. And then I was trying to think if Dylan is short for anything. And I'm like, I don't think Dylan is short for anything.
What could it be short for?
It's short for Delaniel.
Delaniel. Fun
Delaniel,
fact, my
yeah.
name is actually not Benjamin. It is Benny legally. So, just fun fact. Anyway, today we're going to talk about... I'm serious.
He's
Really?
actually being serious. It's just Benny.
It's my actual
That's
name.
fantastic.
So today we're going to talk about Titans, Season 3, Episode 7. I mean, I'll do a quick recap. I got it pulled up here like I usually do. We start the episode with
Here's
everyone
my quick recap.
Okay.
I don't want to watch this show anymore.
I don't understand how up till season episode 6 it wasn't terrible at all. It was so much better than Dan's blurry camera right now.
Yeah, that was weird.
There we go. He's back.
It was doing everyone a favor there.
Up until
no.
episode 6, I had complaints. I had like, oh, this was a little weird. This is a weird decision. But overall, I was enjoying every moment of it. Episode 7 just kind of like, oh, you liked all that? Here's shit you won't like.
I mean, I didn't like the previous the episodes before this either. But like I don't know. We talked a little bit before the show about how their mantra in this season so far is just like they're introducing new ideas and then ruining them. So we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Well, so here's a quick rundown of this particular episode. We pick up where we left off where Red Hood was messing with Scarecrow because he didn't want to be under Scarecrow's control, only to be tied to a chair and told he is under Scarecrow's control. So all the character redemption we did in 6 out the window, back to him being a pawn. He's back to just being a pawn for Scarecrow. We then move on to Barbara and Dick kind of going into their past. We get to see a little bit more of how... I thought this was going to lead into how she lost her leg, like they were going to plot-wise why that happened, but no, that wasn't a part of it at all, unless I missed like some sliver.
Well,
We redeemed...
I think they implied that it was just the Killing Joke. I think they said that somewhere. I don't remember.
Okay.
Did they? It must have been in passing then.
Yeah.
We go on this episode being centric around Starfire and Blackfire trying to get information.
Yeah.
Which was like, oh, so Blackfire is now on the Titans team?
Oh, yeah, that whole stupid plot line where Starfire's like, I'm gonna go work with the mob, and everyone's like, okay, stop it.
But why are we... Okay, I'm going to stop here to talk about this for a moment. Why are we putting Blackfire on the Titans?
Thank
The
you.
cast is already so big that they had to condense it down by literally blowing up somebody. And instead of just honing in on what we got, they're like, we haven't even brought back Raven yet. We haven't even revived Donnie yet, but let's bring Blackfire onto the team now. Like, what?
I feel like they went into that and they were like, okay, so we're using Starfire a lot, but none of the other characters we've written in a way that works that they would pair up with Starfire to go do these things. Let's just throw in a character that will somehow make sense. And they're trying to make the Blackfire thing work. And we learned that the Tamaranians have the same technology as Wakanda, where you can have one small accessory that turns into an entire suit.
So we deal with that whole plot, and Starfire murders somebody because, oh my God, the mob kind of betrayed her. Like, go figure.
That was the one moment where I was like, if she doesn't kill this person for doing that or like strike back at her in some way, then like this is just bad writing. Like I expected her to do that. I expected her, the Starfire in this show, to do that. I don't want Starfire, the comic book character, to do that. But we've jumped the shark at this point, so I've given up all hope on that front.
We then established that the only way they beat Scarecrow last time was using Oracle, which I think, for at least for me, and I'm probably sure with the two of you, was like, oh, so she's going to have to be Oracle again and be the liaison? No, I mean, in the words of you two, we got Brother Eye.
Right. That's the whole implication with putting Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair, is that she is Oracle. She still goes on to be a hero outside the law as Oracle. And that is such an important part of her character that shows that she's like hyper intelligent and really important to the Bat family. And despite the adversity that being put in a wheelchair, presented her with, she's still able to fight, which like we saw last episode where she literally was able to fight while still in a wheelchair. But you're going to take Oracle away from her? Why?
And then to make it even better, immediately nuke Oracle as the pivotal plot point of this episode.
Yeah.
So we
Such a
established that
waste.
Oracle's a robot that was super useful and super helpful.
It's just
and they
Jarvis.
just shut it down. Yeah, it's Jarvis. Even had a British accent.
Right.
Yeah.
what
Even
I'm
sounded
saying.
like Paul Bettany. And they threw that out and got rid of that. And then Dick is mad and we move on. Superboy, I don't know what Superboy's doing now. I feel like Superboy is just an accessory for each character. Whoever he's running around with, he's the accessory character now because they just need a bulletproof guy that can rip doors off. Like
A bulletproof guy and a guy that can think and apparently do electrical engineering super quickly.
yeah, like I don't know. I don't
Speed
know.
Red.
I don't know what he's
Yeah.
doing. And then we finally have all of them fighting it out in the end, and they seemingly won, but didn't win.
I don't even remember how this episode ended. I was
yeah.
so
They all-
checked out.
They all go to the facility, and they have
Oh,
the
right.
fight in front of Red Hood and Scarecrow.
Right,
Scarecrow
that's
begins
right.
to freak out, and we get to see a really well choreographed fight sequence. It was a lot of fun. Nothing too memorable, but and Red Hood got away after being told he's Crane's bitch, and is hiding out again.
Right. What
So-
a cool. It's just every character that they've introduced, like every idea from the comics that they've introduced in this season, they're just like, no, we don't like that. We're going to do something else.
Well, what blows my mind with the Red Hood, let's just look at Red Hood for 1 second. 5, we established that he is under the control of Crane, which I thought they were going to use as a way to bring him into the Titans. 6, he breaks free of that and is like, no, now I'm Red Hood. I'm blowing things up. I'm doing what Red Hood does.
Yeah.
7, we established that, no, you're
Never
under
mind.
Crane's control. Only to end 7 with, nope, he's free again. Like,
They just don't know what they're doing.
They don't know
like-
what they want to do with him. He's every other episode. He's like doing a different thing.
It felt very like hastily put together that they were trying to be like, okay, we need to show that Scarecrow by himself can be dangerous, but up to this point we've basically had Red Hood being that dangerous part. So let's just slap together a way to make it so that Scarecrow shows that he's also like clever when he's doing things and doesn't need Red Hood, and then we'll go back to that afterwards. But we need at least one episode where people go, oh my gosh, it's Scarecrow, and we're actually scared of this guy.
I feel like it was that combined with they're hyping up Red Hood so much they were afraid to not have him in an episode. Because you could have ended 6 with him attacking Scarecrow, and this whole episode not involve Jason. It would have been fine. Jason didn't have to be in this episode at all, but I feel like they were scared to not put Red Hood in an episode. It's almost like, have you ever noticed Dick Grayson's in every episode? They're
Yeah, 'cause
scared
he's
to
like-
not do it.
He's been like the one main character who works in this show, and now they're even starting to like not. They're starting to ruin him too. So I
Yeah.
don't know what
Yeah.
is happening.
I mean, and then I want to say I'm leaning into my theory that Molly is Miracle Molly. I don't think they're going to set her up properly. I think she'll be Miracle Molly in name only. For those who don't know, Miracle Molly is a recent character in the comic books that leads a resistance against basically the cops in comic books right now, and she's like
The
half robot.
Unsanity Collective, I believe, is what they call themselves.
I think they're leaning into her. Why else call her Molly? I think she's going to be Miracle Molly. in
Molly
name.
is a common name.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I feel like that character was created during pre-production for this show. That would be so fast, that turnaround.
I'm gonna laugh so hard when she gets called Miracle Molly, or they do a fun nod like it's almost like a miracle, Molly, that you're
Yeah.
here.
Oh god. Coincidence.
Molly, you're
I'll
such a
stand by that.
miracle. Oh god.
If these words happened, Benny was accurate. Okay,
The worst part about that is that if she does turn out to be Miracle Molly, then all of these characters that James Tynion has made would have been like, finally, they were created for a reason. I got my big check from Warner Brothers.
and there's like someone kicks in the door in the last episode. I'm the clown hunter.
And then Ghostmaker like taps him on the shoulder and punches him. It's like, no, stop!
And then there's
Is
another
he
girl
running
back there
this
going.
town now?
Then the girl in the back's like, yeah, that's one heck of a punchline.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
stop climbing them in here, guys.
They're just piling them into the last episode.
And then it shows up that it cuts to black and it just says executive producer James Tynion IV. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, is anything more to really say? I think in my recap, we kind of recovered what we don't like about this particular episode.
Was anyone else bothered by the DoorDash mention at the end? That was just so much like, okay, we need money to.
Oh yeah, well they had to like, we should just order ice cream on DoorDash, and then Superboy's
Winks to
like,
camera.
I'm faster than DoorDash. Wink.
And then he goes off to get ice cream and doesn't come back in a second. Like, I don't think you are faster. There's no payoff to this joke.
The problem with that joke and that mention is it felt so not, because they do so many things that don't feel normal, like real life, and then they're like, we could just order DoorDash. I mean,
yeah, like that just completely takes you out. It's like, I order DoorDash every day. I don't want to hear about that. In the Titans.
And I don't have a Superboy that can go faster than DoorDash.
Yeah, make me feel bad about my where's my Superboy? My DoorDash takes an hour to get here.
I'm just sad that they did Brother Eye but called it Oracle. I think
Yeah.
overall my one biggest gripe with this entire episode was that they ruined two things that they could have made separate. Like they could
Right,
have, like
at
what could have
once.
made it great is they could have gone, this is Brother Eye. Brother Eye failed. Now Barbara has to be Oracle.
My biggest problem with the use of this as a Brother Eye, like you're saying, is that we didn't get anything with it. He was there for 20 minutes and gone. So if you're going to reinvent Oracle and do something with Oracle, don't. Oh, we reinvented Oracle. It's actually like a Brother Eye, kind of like a Jarvis kind of thing. Isn't that cool? Oh, well, it's gone. You'll never see it again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's like I really like that idea, Dan. Of like it was
Right.
Brother Eye and it messes up and you're like, oh, maybe it needs like actual like human control, and then Barbara becomes Oracle. Like that would be really cool. But no, they were just like, nah, she's gonna be the commissioner and that's it. Okay.
It's almost like they're trying to like very forcefully put Easter eggs in. Like
yeah, it's just
not
fan service, but bad.
It's very, very poorly done, yeah. Very just like shoved in your face, and you're like, I didn't need that. Just mention it over there. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, it's just they write things that work for their story and then slap comic book labels over them. Like we want to make like a really angry dude who used to work under Batman. Nerd. What's he called in the comics? Dick Grayson? Okay, yeah, I'll write that in.
Where's our office nerd?
Yeah.
Office nerd, come here.
Hey, Jimmy, who's over there reading a comic book? Come here.
who reads
be-
comics?
That'd be a great job. Just be the office nerd.
It's like an office cat, office dog, office nerd.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. I don't think we have anything else really to say. I think it's the worst episode of the season, and I've been enjoying up till this episode. So
I also want to say,
also for the record, I just want Blackfire gone. I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care about the story.
I want
it's going
both of
nowhere.
them gone.
Why did you get rid of Donna and Raven but keep Starfire? You haven't done anything with Starfire. Just get rid of her and keep Raven and Donna. That's what I want. Those two are interesting.
okay, here's a question. Do you think we're going to see him come back in this season, since we are under the impression that
They're on the
Raven's
poster.
going to get them
Yeah, they're on the
to come
poster.
back?
They're still there.
Okay, how many episodes are we thinking? And how quickly, when they come on, do
Like
we
3.
expect them to leave? Like
Oh.
same episode?
Final
like they'll show
episode.
up, they'll do
They're gonna
something,
be
and leave?
They're gonna get beaten by Red Hood, and then Raven's gonna show up. Oh, I'm back,
Yeah.
and I brought Donna. We'll explain it in season 4. Go Titans!
I could see that.
Oh, goodness.
All right, well, this is Absolutely Marvel at DC. My name is Benny. That is Dan. That is Dylan. And if you didn't see it, Dylan cut out a scene in which I was discussing kitchen decor.
Why do you want it in there? It's gone.
No, but now they know that it existed at one point.
And you'll never see it.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time right here.